My head like, oh my God.
Jared Sullinger excited for good reason. The Buckeyes are on their way to the Final Four. We'll hear from the All-American forward. OSU fans are all abuzz about the basketball weekend. We caught up with students headed to the Big Easy.
Final Four, let's go!
68 teams began the tournament. Now it's up to 4 to finish it. Ohio State will take on Kansas Saturday night, but before they left for New Orleans, they gave some insight on what an extraordinary moment this is. With more, here's Justine Boggs in sports.
Just keep going hard and just trying to keep making each other better. I mean, this is our last week practicing in here, and this is my last week practicing here forever. So, we're just trying to make the best of it and just live in the moment.
Buford and the Ohio State men's basketball team head to New Orleans for a rematch with the Kansas Jayhawks in hopes to clinch their first victory in the Final Four since 2007. Head coach Thad Matta feels his team is on their game.
Foul trouble, injuries, whatever it is, and I think that's kind of the beauty of basketball. It never really goes the way you plan it to go. So we've been dealt that hand before, and I like the way guys have played through it.
The Buckeyes took their losses earlier this season, and sophomore forward Jared Sullinger said that it helped his team to reach their full potential. Now the big man says that it's about making his university and hometown proud.
I love the city of Columbus, born and raised here. Playing for Ohio State was one of my dreams, and to be actually in a chance to win a national championship with the dream school that I always wanted to be with in the city of Columbus. I can keep going on and on, but it's a dream come true.
With the Lantern Sports, I'm Justine Boggs.
Thanks, Justine. Despite being in separate conferences, this won't be the first time Ohio State and Kansas square off this season. Round 1 went to the Jayhawks, but OSU was missing a player who's considered to be quite a force on the floor. Matt Edwards has more.
When the then #2 Buckeyes met the then #13 ranked Kansas Jayhawks on December 10th, the 11-point Kansas victory was marked with an asterisk for Ohio State fans. The Buckeyes were missing their All-American forward Jared Sullinger, and his replacements, Evan Ravenel and Amir Williams, combined for just 11 points and 8 rebounds. Looking back, the loss may have been a bit of a blessing in disguise, as the Buckeyes' big man now has a little something to prove.
It's extra motivation for me, to be totally honest with you. I felt like I let the team down when that final buzzer went off and we got done shaking hands and I walked off the court. It was like I felt like all the weight was on my shoulders.
I think from the standpoint of he's a winner, he's a great teammate. He wanted to be a part of, and I think that was our first loss of the season. So from that standpoint, I'm sure he was a little bit dejected, but by the same token, hopefully it motivates him Saturday night.
Matta knows Sullinger is going to need all the motivation he can get, as Player of the Year candidate Thomas Robinson and 7-foot center Jeff Withey, who leads all players to 20 blocks in the NCAA tournament, will look to dominate the paint in New Orleans. Reporting for the Lantern, I'm Matt Edwards.
Thanks, Matt. The Buckeyes have already arrived in New Orleans, but before they left, the city of Columbus wanted to make sure they were sent off in style. Andrea Henderson was on High Street and has more.
Ohio State students and Buckeye fans lined the sidewalk of High Street on Wednesday to show their support as the OSU men's basketball team heads off to the Final Four.
The team bus paraded through campus as fans cheered loud and proud for the team's most recent defeat over Syracuse, which makes them one of the Final Four teams left in the 2012 NCAA tournament.
We haven't had the championship here since 1960, so I would really, to be able to make it to the Final Four as a student here is incredible, and if we end up bringing home the championship, it'll be one of the most amazing memories probably of my lifetime.
OSU encouraged fans to come out, rain or shine, to flash some scarlet and gray and show their Buckeye pride as the team headed to the airport, where they will compete on the hardwood at the Mercedes-Benz Superdome in New Orleans.
We're pretty much pumped. We followed this team all year. We went down to New Orleans on Friday, super pumped. Bought plane tickets a couple months ago in preparation for this.
Ohio State's next game will be against Kansas this Saturday. Reporting for the Lantern, I'm Andrea Henderson.
Go Bucks!
Thanks, Andrea. Some pretty lucky students were able to join the Buckeyes as they venture off to the Crescent City. Anna Dewey was able to catch up with some students and find out their plans for the big game.
Ohio State students are taking advantage of syllabus week to road trip more than 900 miles down to New Orleans to support the Buckeyes in their Final Four game Saturday. Though there are more than 50,000 students on OSU campus, only 710 students were able to get tickets through the school.
You know, I got the email at around like 1 o'clock, and in the email it said we were supposed to get, or the tickets were supposed to be released at noon, so I was freaking out that I wasn't actually going to get it and that they were all gone within an hour, but fortunately I got one.
I think it's a pretty good opportunity for the $25 student ticket to get to see the finals of the NCAA tournament, regardless if we're there. Hopefully the Buckeyes will be playing.
Other students, those shut out of tickets through the OSU email system, found other means to make it to the Final Four game.
So we went the StubHub route because we weren't sure if OSU was going to sell tickets to students. We're staying in a hostel that's I think maybe like 10 miles or so from Bourbon Street in the Superdome area. So they told us that it's just like a tram ride down to get closer to the arena. So it's only about $20 or $30 per night. So our housing is like $70 for the weekend.
The majority of students will be staying in Columbus for the game, making Buckeye Nation the second best place to be. Reporting for the Lantern, I am Anna Dewey.
Thanks, Anna. For all of your Final Four coverage, stay tuned to thelantern.com. For all of us here at The Lantern, I'm Katie Higgins. Thank you for joining us.